Hello, everybody. This is Richard Stashy from the Tinker to Tales.
And me.
I decided to work on another Lolita video. This one's will be a little bit shorter because the entire focus is going to be about the letter that Charlotte has given Humphrey.
Or the letter that she gave her maid to give to Humphrey.
Yes, the letter that she has given the maid, so the maid could give to Humphrey. And as you see in the scene that you're looking at right now, he is sitting in Dolores's bedroom. When I saw the movie for the first time, when he's reading the letter, I got the impression of a very insidious laughter going on.
Oh, yeah, because during the time he's reading this confessional love letter from Charlotte, who is Lolita's mother, she gives him this letter. And as he's reading this confession, he's kind of laughing in it's like a yucky way. He's laughing in a way that is mocking her.
Yeah, and I guess some people that when they seen the movie, they might have seen it like a kind of like a sign of relief, like this might be a loophole for him to get in with the mother to meet with the daughter, which puzzles me. Novikov, the writer of the Lolita book, he's supposed to be very famous for writing puzzles and games in the stories where it kind of provokes critical thinking. And what really bugs me is that when I was trying to talk about Lolita to like the Reddit, they seem to take it as this is a straightforward story. What's going on is what it is. I don't think so.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're misunderstanding them, too, because you didn't spend that much time making friends in Reddit, but I don't think you can make friends on Reddit.
No, you can't make friends on them. And I do want to mention that this is going to be like a spoiler in a sense. I don't know for sure how much of a spoiler should we consider it as.
Well, this is like, what, a quarter of the way through the movie?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that much of a spoiler. Well, maybe. Maybe if you go into what goes. You're taking too long.
I know I'm taking too long. Okay, so what am I getting at? Charlotte basically wrote a letter for Humphrey, and while he's reading it, he's laughing very
mockingly. I think it's mocking.
Diabolically, I think,
Well, he's not rubbing his hands together and twirling his mustache. He's just like laughing in a way where he's like, this woman, what does she think?
Yeah, something like that.
It's mocking.
And I made my wife read the letter in the book, and I will have the actual letter posted on this video so you guys can read it too when you want to check it out. What's your thoughts about the letter in the book?
I mean, it's a little bit different from the movie, but you're right. It just gets the gist of it. The letter in the book is a little bit more graphic, which I'm glad they kept some of those pieces out.
Yeah, it's a little more graphic, but I think it's also I like to say it's like a parody, kind of like for a love letter. It's ridiculously long.
I don't know if it's ridiculously long. I just don't. It doesn't seem very genuine.
Yeah, that's how my take was to it. It didn't seem genuine, and so what I'm trying to get at is like when you're watching the movie or getting the letter.
He's handed the letter. He's opening the letter.
He's reading the letter. Reading it. Goes to the next page. Starts reading it. And then he starts laughing.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to talk about is lighting effects. I just want to backtrack here to where he's reading the letter and to this part right here where you see the shadows.
Yeah.
And you could clearly see the shadow from one paper to the other paper. Stanley Kubrick has purposely forced light into the letter itself. but what you don't see is words on the letter. And to me, I feel like it's an indication that if you're in the perspective like I'm thinking about in the book, where this letter is bogus, I feel like this is a nod to that.
You think this is the director's way of showing you that this is a blank letter? This is nothing.
This is nothing. He's basically
This letter's fake.
This letter's fake. He's making this. He's making this up. And the question I remember my wife asking me like, why would he make this up? And in the book, he was just basically trying to tell the story to the jury, to people that he wants to profess his innocence, that he's basically a fool, but he's not really a fool. He's a very diabolical, evil guy. And I feel like in film, he's doing the same thing with the audience. He wants the audience to think that he's a prophetic creep.
Yeah, easily manipulated.
Yeah,
sort of guy.
But he's not. He's very cunning. He's diabolical.
Yeah. In the book, I think it starts with him like addressing a jury, but I think you told me that he's not actually in court, right? He's already been.
No, he's not really in court. He's supposed to be like partially in the asylum, and the other partially he's in jail while he's writing this stuff down. But I don't think it was really intended for a jury in the sense as the jury itself be looking at. I feel like it was like a metaphor for like the jury of the people that are reading it and judging him,
right,
based on the evidence that he's providing in the book.
Yes.
And therefore, I don't really think it was really intended for a court. I really think it was intended for public opinion.
Right, and then the movie sort of translated as he's presenting his version of events to an audience and trying to convince the audience.
Yes.
That things happened the way he's showing you. They
Yes.
happened. Yes.
But once again, as I've been trying to point out, like what I've been noticed about Stanley Cooper's stuff is that he's using the arts of the unreliable narrator by using the background to show the audience that something else is going on here.
Yeah.
And what's really thrilling about this scene with the letter here and the lighting is that, yes, he's reading a letter. Yes, he's telling the audience that this is Charlotte's letter, but it's also kind of like exposing the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, that there's no words on this letter.
There's no words on this letter.
Unless it's disappearing ink.
Yeah.
This scene never happened. Is it all in his head?
I think the scene is in his head.
So no one even created this letter, this fake letter.
I think that's what it is.
He's just going back and saying, well, I was there, and then wouldn't you know, the maid came with a letter, and here it is.
And then she confessed her love with me, and then therefore we spent some time and we got married, which I questioned about the marriage thing.
Okay, so 3 things then. First, Charlotte didn't write the letter. Second, he didn't even write a letter. Third, there's no letter.
Yes, no letter.
This is all a fantasy.
Yes, it's a fantasy.
And it possibly could have come to him while he's sitting in this girl's bedroom. Like, what would be great is if this girl's mom asked me to marry her.
I think you're getting closer.
What?
Well, because in the book he was really torn up. And then this letter magically comes to him. And I just feel like it's a moment of inspiration that he had about this letter.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's not relatively the sense that it's the moment of inspiration that all of a sudden that Charlotte is going to fall hands over heels him. I think it's just basically his inspiration for his motive to tell the audience or tell whoever is invested into his story to think like, she handed me a love letter and I just thought it was a great opportunity to work this out. Oh wait. Anyway, this is Richard Stashy from Tinker to Tales.
And me.
And I want to say thanks for enjoying this video, and hopefully it won't be too long for the next one. Goodbye.
Did you say thanks for watching?
Thanks for watching.
Dork.